Let's take a few moments to get an update from the city of New Hope, and no one better to talk to than the mayor, John Elder. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
Fabulous, Dave. How are you?
I am very good. We're recording on
Super.
August 18th. A lot to talk about, something coming up this evening that's going to be a very full meeting, but a lot that has happened in the last week and also many things coming up in the city. Let's get right to what's coming up tonight on the 18th, and that is a city work session. And this must be one of the fullest agendas you've seen for a while. What are some of the highlights?
Yeah, this is going to be a late night, and that's just fine. It's good to get this stuff in front of us and let us talk about it and get some decision made. We're going to start out with a discussion regarding the proposed use of the public safety aid funding that was given to us by the state of Minnesota. That's a way for us to get things that are necessary and do it without having to go to the taxpayers through a levy. We'll get an update from the West Metro Fire Rescue Chief. This will be his first direct update to us since becoming chief, so we're looking forward to hearing from Chief Gundy.
Mhm.
We will, and this will be the majority of the meeting, we will be getting that starting discussion on the 2026 preliminary budget and tax levy, whereas we've discussed this many, many times previously. Now is where the directors start coming forward and start discussing what they have put into the budget. And the directors and city manager have gone over this ad nauseum, and they're trimming down what they don't need, what our wants and what our needs, and they're putting together a number for us that's things that we need to have to run the city.
Mhm.
We'll also get an update on our tax increment financing, or TIF, and the cash flow projections from that. Um, our fifth item will be a discussion on the RISE dispensary. We've had a medical marijuana dispensary in town for a few years now, and because they are a medical dispensary, the state legislature has determined that they will automatically become a recreational dispensary, and we have, as the city, absolutely no say over that. And so the state legislature has told cities you cannot zone out, you cannot deny or decline or have no dispensaries in your city if, in fact, people want to come and put one there. And they went further to say that your minimums that you have to approve is one per 14,000 residents or portion thereof.
Mhm.
And so that means we would have to have two dispensaries if they came in. Now, RISE going from medical to medical and recreational, the RISE does not count towards that too. So the legislature has then decided that, in fact, we have to have a minimum of three if three places come in. So we've had a lot of inquiries about it through community development and through City Hall. Um, and so we'll see what we end up having.
Okay.
There will be an update on water rate for the Joint Water Commission and what we're paying, and really looking at seeing if there isn't a way to bring that cost um, more economically delivered to our residents. Fact of the matter is, there's a great deal of infrastructure involved with this. And to get the water from Minneapolis to the three cities, there's costs for that. So we look forward to, or I look forward to this discussion this evening. And last thing is our pups, pets under police supervision. There is a capital project, and we will be giving an update on that. Our pups facility has had to close a number of times due to capacity. And we are looking at ways that we are going to be able to ensure that that doesn't happen. So So that's our meeting for this evening. As you mentioned, it is lengthy,
Right.
and but there's a lot of very important things on this list that we need to cover. So I'm excited to have that happen.
And of course, many of those items then after this discussion head into the council meeting, and we'll keep you updated on those as they happen throughout the upcoming months. Next item is community development and something for the website. So newhopemn.gov and many items today are going to have reference to the city's website. This is the community housing values. So something that I understand you work with another agency on, but some
Yep.
interesting numbers for people that likes to crunch numbers.
Absolutely. And this is a big part to transparency. Um, we want people to know what the housing stock, housing values are, because this plays directly into taxation.
Mhm.
And we contract with the Hennepin County Assessor's Office to handle the assessments of all properties in New Hope. And they've been through 9,492 housing units in New Hope. And of that number, 4,649 were single family homes. So all of that information is available on our website. And so people that are interested in the housing makeup in New Hope, your information is there.
And again, newhopemn.gov to find out more about that. And also this next item, the property maintenance reference guide, something very important for some residents in the city. Remind us what this is and what updates have been made recently.
I am so happy that we have this on our website because this explains a lot of the city ordinances that guide our inspections.
Mhm.
And so the newest ordinances have been put into place. The guide summarizes minimum maintenance required, as well as a frequently asked question page that really it would help people if they do have some of our more routine questions. Our community development takes a great deal of incoming calls. And so if we can get people the information that they need up front, that's even better.
Take a look at that website to find out more about that. Here's a couple things related to community development and businesses within the city. And the first has something to do with golf as well. Nice tournament coming up here soon. Give us those details.
Absolutely. The Minneapolis Regional Chamber of Commerce golf tournament is coming up. It's the 28th annual. It's the golf outing and barbecue, and that's scheduled for September 19th at noon. Great event. I look forward to it every year. I've been a part of it every year since 2008. So I'm looking forward to this event coming up. It's open to the public. Great way to get out and spend an afternoon at our favorite golf course.
And it fills up pretty quickly. So if you're
It
interested in
does.
playing, make sure you get into the city quickly here. And here's another one that might fill up quickly. And this is the next business networking group. They're going to a pretty hot spot in town to give us those details.
Absolutely. Dave, you've heard me mention many, many times how important our small businesses are in our community. And the New Hope Crystal Business Networking Group meets monthly. And on September 3rd at 2 p.m., it's being hosted by Cullen's Ice Cream at 7530 42nd Avenue North. It's a time where our small businesses get together and they're able to discuss how things are going, how they can work together, and really how they can work with the city and how the city can help support them.
Next up, under community development, scattered site housing, we've got a couple properties to update you on. And the first two, the city has been busy in closing some deals on some land. Where are those properties?
Yeah, our first one is going to be 4973 Wisconsin Avenue North. And that is an agreement that's been reached between the landowner and the city to purchase it for a scattered site housing. location. This would be a demolition and rebuild project, and this will go before the EDA, or the Economic Development Authority, on August 25th at that meeting, and hopefully we can get that done and get that area spruced up.
Other property is 5401 Sumter. Again, that one in that same process moving through there. And another property a little bit ahead of the game is 5410 Wisconsin. And you understand the builder is putting some final touches on the plans.
Yeah, big 5410 Wisconsin closing happened on July 18th. That was sold to American Dream Home Team. And interestingly, this will be the first home they have in Minnesota. So they've done 25 in Wisconsin. They want to come over here to Minnesota and build. Builders doing some finalizing of the plans. They will submit it to the city, and hopefully they can break ground quickly.
More to come here in future months, as we'll show you some pictures of the progress. Now to the police department, 3 items to touch on here. The first related to someone new joining the officer with someone with 4 legs as well. What's going on here?
Absolutely. Canine Officer DeMars has a new puppy, and the dog's name is Murphy. They started their 12-week certification course, and they will be going through very, very intense and rigorous training to get the dog certified, and the handler certified for that matter, so that they're going to be able to go out and do their job out on the street. We'll be excited to have a second dog back out on the street. And we're looking forward to seeing Murphy and Officer DeMar's successes.
Another police update we do each week is a look at the number of incidents. What do the latest numbers tell us?
From August 7th through August 13th, we ended up having 427 police-related incidents, and that number is down from previous years historically. And so, again, our officers are out, they're responding to calls, they're out doing traffic, community engagement, being visible, and deterring crime. And so 427 is lower than average, but our officers are staying busy.
And finally, one more item in police, and this is someone out on regular patrol, but regular was not regular in this case. Give us a little recap of the officer spotlight.
Police officers get asked, don't you get bored just driving around the same streets every day? And the answer to that is you're not driving around the same streets looking at the same things every day. You're looking for something that's not the same. You're looking for things that are different, things that stand out to you. You're looking for indicia of crime, or someone needing help, or the ability to do some community engagement. And last week, Officer Jansen was out on routine patrol when Officer Jansen noticed a citizen in a vehicle frantically waving at the officer and pointing to another vehicle that was traveling nearby. Officer Jansen, again, was going the opposite direction, was attentive, alert, and saw this person waving and pointing, turned around, was able to get in and follow the vehicle they were pointing at which time dispatch put out a radio report of an active domestic disturbance occurring in the very vehicle that Officer Jansen was following. Because he was already behind the vehicle, he was able to respond in real time. His quick action led to 2 individuals being taken into custody without incident, and most importantly, nobody was seriously injured. Had Officer Jansen not been paying attention, that vehicle could have gotten away. We could have had an additional victim. And so hats off to Officer Jansen, and just the responsiveness and the attentiveness to just being out there driving around doing proactive patrol. Outstanding job.
Indeed. Let's move ahead to Public Works. One of our favorite topics of the summer has been the water tower. We've got a few pictures here. And Mayor, it sounds like things are wrapping up on the tower.
This is the gift that keeps giving. The contractor is reinstalling the chain link fence around the water tower. The bowl has been filled, so all the water is back in place, and they are in the process of going through mandatory bacteria testing. It's passed the first test, it's going through two additional tests, so that should be back online here, hopefully by the end of this week. We were able to get the numbers put out, and there was a contest on how many gallons of primer and paint was used for this project.
Hmm.
And I picked 2,000. They wouldn't tell me the answer, but I overshot it. It was 1,940 gallons of
Wow.
primer and paint.
Hmm.
So that's the equivalent of a 13-story building. And so we are so thankful and so happy that this project went without a hitch and without a problem. And so we'll be happy to have it back up online.
Indeed. All right. And here are a few other projects that are going along well. It's out on your roads. How are we doing on the fog and seal and also the infrastructure?
Yeah, well, this is another group that has been working hard, and they have had both ends of the spectrum for weather. They've had torrential rains that have kept them from working, which has meant they had to work weekends, and they had just incredibly oppressive heat and dew points. The striping on Quebec Avenue and various stop bars near road intersections have been completed. The seal coat and fog seal portion and annual city maintenance inspections are complete. The only remaining work for that project is the mastic crack repair on 49th Avenue. And as far as the infrastructure project goes, that's coming along beautifully. There has
Good.
been an incredible amount of work done with this. And they're completing the remaining concrete curb and gutter work, as well as patching the asphalt driveway aprons. Um, and they will be doing the reclamation streets uh, on August 20th and the mill and overlay streets on August 25th, weather, of course, permitting.
Hmm.
And all that information is also on the New Hope website under 2025 construction.
All right, we're moving right along. Let's head to Park and Rec for a couple items to touch base on. And one is some great news about Safety Camp, which just happened. We promoted it for many months, and it looks like the promotions worked through the city
Yeah.
because the crowd was good. Tell us about the camp.
Yeah, we had almost 70 campers participating in the 3-day camp, and it was filled with various safety sessions that were put on by Park and Rec, Police, West Metro Fire District. It was almost every type of safety you could think of. You can think of railroad safety, you can think of water safety. They went through 911 safety and electrical safety and gas line safety and these
Mhm.
things that you want to teach your kids about. And this was all done by subject matter expert. Excel sent people in, Centerpoint Energy sent people in, 911 had their telecommunicators there. They landed the helicopter. And so a lot of great work was done. And that was really also supported by a lot of businesses
Mhm.
that provided monies for this to happen. And Frankie's, right here in New Hope, funded the dinner for the
Yep.
graduation. So a
Hmm.
lot of great work supporting by our businesses.
Yeah, thanks to all the community sponsors. And not too much time to look back at the safety camp because Park and Rec is always looking ahead. In fact, they're looking ahead at fall, winter, and spring. What are the options for people now to get involved?
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is a group that has to keep their eyes forward.
Hmm.
The fall brochure is out, and it is filled with all sorts of things, including a cruise to the Antarctic. And I thought that was a joke when I read it, but apparently it's really a thing. They're also putting together the classes for the spring and this winter and the spring.
Yeah.
And really, a lot of this work comes in where you look and you're like, well, this would be a great class, but we're just not going to have enough people in New Hope to be able to put it on. And so they work with Crystal, they work with Robbinsdale, they work with Golden Valley, and we're able to, every city has 3 kids that want to do this class. Now all of a sudden you have 12, and okay, you can put that class on.
Yeah.
And so it's great work out of the different cities, and they're working on filling the classes for the fall, as well as seeing what classes can be offered in the winter and in the spring.
All right, head to the city's website, newhopemn.gov, to get your registration in. We close with a few communication notes from the city, and one is that the photo contest is complete. You had a number of entries, and now people can go online and do a little voting themselves.
Absolutely. The photo contest, the In Focus photo contest, concluded on August 10th with 32 submitted photographs. The community is invited to vote for their favorite photo for the People's Choice Award category through August 22nd. And again, on the New Hope website and the In Focus tab.
All right, and this website has a little tag on the end of it. /survey is where you can go for the city services survey, and you're looking for as much feedback as possible from residents, aren't you?
Absolutely. Whereas I've talked about National Night Out and how great it was to be able to talk to people and to hear from them, not everybody can make that event.
Yeah.
Life happens. So this is a way for people to get information to the city on what's important to them, what's working, what's not. Have you thought of this? I really like this. And so we look at those. I'm looking at every single one of them. And it allows us to make decisions and directions on the city, as well as there's the ability for you to get a call back if you have a particular question about a particular department. And so again, it's a great community engagement tool. And as I said, I look forward to these every year. It allows us to see how we're doing.
newhopemn.gov/survey to get your information in. And by the way, that guide the mayor was talking about right here with the wrestling guys on the front. So take a look for this either at your home or at City Hall, packed full of information of things to do over the fall time frame. Mayor, thanks so much again for your time. Look forward to talking to you again next week to get another New Hope update. Have a great week.
Dave, thank you so much.
And stick with us. Here's a look at some things coming right up in the city of New Hope that you might want to get involved in. For more city stories, check out ccxmedia.org or find us on social media.